Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. This week's video is going to help you guys prepare for traveling. So it is a before you travel checklist, and I have my checklist here. I write everything down, man, everything. So basically I'm going to go over what I personally do or think that you should do before you travel. It's just kind of a basic rundown, and I realize that every situation is different. You may not have to deal with that. You may, you may luck out and not have to worry about animals or whatever it is. But this is for me personally and what I do before I travel, as well as just some suggestions of things that you should do before you travel. So this is the checklist for before you travel. Number 1, take care of your financials. What I mean by that is, like, let your bank know that you're traveling, because they might, like, freeze your cards, which also means let your, like, other credit cards, like, know that you're traveling if you don't have a credit card through your bank and you have it through, like, something else. To go along with that, I really recommend that you, like, take care of your bills and things like that. Whether or not, for me, I don't pay, like, I don't pay, like, I don't pay for rent or anything like that, because I do live at home still. But I do have, like, credit card bills and medical things and things like that like, I do take care of. So before I travel, I like to have kind of all of those where they need to be, they're up to date. And if something is like, if, it's the beginning of the month and you're traveling and your rent's not due until the end of the month, or whatever your situation is, if something happens at the end of the month and you're traveling at the beginning of the month, have money, like, already, like, set aside for it. Like, don't go on your trip and then be like, oh, well, like, yeah, I'm not gonna spend all of my money, like, I'll definitely still have some. Like, no, like, either, like, have it in your savings account that you, like, don't touch, or, like, whatever it is, but, like, have that money set aside and already budgeted out of, like, the money that you have going into your trip, so that you don't spend that money, because that would be a no. That would be, like, bad things. So the last thing for financial things is budgeting your trip. I'm going to do a separate video, kind of more in depth, on, like, how to budget your trip, or, like, how I budget my trip. But you definitely should go into your trip already having an idea of the amount of money that you're gonna spend. So just be prepared for finances happening there. The next thing that before you go, outside of financial things, we're moving on, is cleaning your house. I know some people just don't do it. They don't think it's necessary. That's fine. For me, I really like to come home to a clean house. And in my case, if I'm traveling by myself and my whole family is here, then I will just do my room. But if our whole family is traveling, everybody in the house kind of, like, pitches in, and we, like, all take care of different tasks, and it makes it go a lot faster, and everything is nice and clean from when we come home. But certain things that I recommend doing are just making kind of like a trip around the house, and just kind of do a tidy, just pick up everything and kind of put it back in its place if it's not already in its place. And then the two, like, big cleaning things, I guess, that I suggest doing before you go are, like, cleaning your kitchen. Like, make sure all of your dishes and everything are put away, counters are wiped off, dusting, and sweeping. That's 3. That's not 2, Amy. I don't know what that was. But I definitely think, because your dust already builds up on a day-to-day basis, but while you're gone and not touching anything, it's gonna build up faster. So it's just easier to, like, clean that before you even go. Another thing among cleaning is to do your laundry before, like, if there's any other laundry that you're not taking but it's in your hamper, go ahead and do it. Have it put away. So you're coming home and it's all your laundry's already done, except for the stuff that you're coming home from, like, that you're coming home with, and it's just, there's not, like, a ton of backup and buildup. I also recommend cleaning your sheets. So, like, you come home and you have a nice fresh bed to, like, crawl into, and it's an amazing feeling. And my last thing for cleaning your house before you go is to clean out your fridge. Just make sure that there's nothing that's in there that's gonna go bad while you're gone. Don't go grocery shopping 2 days before you leave. Like, that just doesn't make sense. Like, only get the thing, if you have to go, only get the things that you know you're gonna eat in the next 2 days. So just, yeah, make sure that your fridge is, nothing is gonna go bad in your fridge, your trash is taken out, your laundry's done, you've dusted, and then when you come home from your trip, you're walking into like a fresh house, and it's great. It's a beautiful feeling. Okay, so the next section is mail and animals. Like, this totally depends on your situation. If you have a P.O. box or something like that, like, you don't have to worry about mail unless you're gone for like an extended amount of time. But once again, for me, it depends on whether or not I'm traveling with my family. If I'm traveling with my family, then we take care, like, we get somebody to take care of our cat and our mail and stuff like that. But if I'm traveling by myself, my family's here to do it, and I don't have to worry about it. So that works for me. Okay, so the next thing is, this once again depends on your situation and depends on the traveling that you're doing. And that's like visas and passports and things like that. Do this a while before you go, obviously, but it's just something that some people kind of like, they don't realize they need a visa if they're staying an extended amount of time or anything like that. Like, you just research that information and be prepared for that, depending on where you're going. Also, look into traveler's insurance before you go. See what the country that you're going to offers. Just things like that. Be prepared in case something does happen while you are abroad or a state away. It depends on how far you're traveling. So the next thing is a kind of, I guess, another like house thing. It's another like tidy thing. I don't really know. But before you travel, everybody charges. You charge all of your electronics. Everything's fully charged. You're ready to go. Great. Before you leave your house, don't forget to unplug things. Like, unplug your lamps. Unplug your TV. If you have like a desktop, unplug those things if you're gone for I would honestly say longer, for a week. At least that's what, like, maybe I'm special, maybe my family just is weird, but if we're traveling for longer than like a week, we unplug everything just to make sure everything is like safe. We obviously like don't unplug like our fridge and like our laundry machines and like all that kind of laundry machines, like our washing machine, things like that. We don't unplug those things, but we do unplug kind of all the things that we can unplug. The last little section of things that you should do before you head out involve packing. Before you start your packing, things like that, research the weather where you're going, research the culture of where you're going, so that you know that what your packing is acceptable, culturally appropriate, and it's not super off from what the weather is going to be like. Like, if you're going to Ireland, don't take sandals and booty shorts for every day. Make sure that you have closed-toed shoes and rain jackets for when it's raining. But like, if you're going to Rome and it's March, you might not need a jacket. Like, you might not need a coat. You might need a jacket. It just depends on where you're going. But research the weather for that like time that you're there, that time that you're gone, as well as just research what's culturally appropriate in fashion and like what you're packing to wear. So my last step before you travel is that you should make 2 separate contact lists. There should be 2 separate lists, a domestic one and a foreign one. The foreign one should have the U.S. Embassy for whatever country you're going to, if you're traveling like abroad, as well as the emergency contact numbers for that country. And if you're traveling to multiple different places, have all of them on that list. And I do suggest having it not in your phone, but like in your wallet, so that even if you like lost your phone, you could still have those numbers and contact them. That same tip goes for your domestic ones, and that is write down your bank's phone number, write down any like offices that you might need here, as well as like an emergency contact, like your mom or your dad or your best friend or whoever is your emergency contact. Have that number written down so that if something does happen, you have it. If you lose your phone, you don't accidentally forget this number, and you easily can contact back home. So those are kind of my overall tips, that checklist before you go. These are the things that you should have done. it makes traveling easier, it makes coming home easier, and you're not worrying about your TV catching on fire. Not your TV. You're not worrying about an electrical fire, or if your cat's being fed. So those are just some tips and tricks to remember before you travel. And I do plan on doing a budgeting video for traveling. But that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that this video helps you in your traveling and planning adventures. If you guys have any questions or want more information or are interested in anything that I talked about today, let me know. Leave something in the comments below. If you have any suggestions for things that you guys want to see on the channel, leave it in the comment section below. Also, follow me on all of my social media. It is linked in the description below. Well, not linked. It's just written there. Search for me. I don't make it easy to find me. No, I'm kidding. But that's all I have for you guys today. So, see you later. Bye.